Welcome to the Sports Memery Ham and Eggs Week 4 pregame show. I'm Marcus Anthony.
Derek Daniels.
Well, we're missing Drew today, but we'll try to make up for his absence. So last week, we both went 3-3, looking to rebound a little this week.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and start it while it's hot here. We got Cleveland at Baltimore.
So for me, Cleveland can't block anybody. The offensive line is really bad. Secondary is banged up. A full touchdown to the Ravens is scary, but I think they bounce back. They look good against KC. This is kind of one of those classic games where I think if you're Cleveland and you're hoping your coach simplifies things, tries to establish the run, that's what a good coach would do. As we know, Cleveland does not have a good coach, so I don't think that's what's going to happen. Even though it's a little scary, the full 7, I'm going to take Baltimore.
So both teams are coming off gritty losses, one high scoring, one low scoring. I was really torn on this, just like I'm torn on a lot of games that we're about to go over today. I'm going to put a little faith in Baker Mayfield here, and I think a little less faith in Lamar Jackson. So I'm taking the Browns +7, which brings us on to Game 2 in New York. Redskins at Giants. Giants are 3-point favorites.
Yeah, so this is kind of another one where I think the teams are really close. A lot of close games picked this week. I don't like Washington. I don't like what they did last week. I think Keenum's throwing for a lot of yards, but they're not scoring a ton of points. So I definitely think 2 bad defenses. Quarterback play, I'd give the edge, actually, shockingly, to the Giants on this one. And I kind of think that Daniel Jones' legs might be the X factor here. He might extend a couple drives, enough before they score the critical points they need. So I'm going to take the Giants -3.
When's the last time we took the Giants and we're actually kind of confident about it?
Strange. It's really weird.
I kind of covered this in the weekly wrap-up.
Yeah.
I think the whole city is going to really rally behind Daniel Jones. I think the team has good reason to rally behind him.
Yeah.
And truthfully, Washington just looks sad. Jay Gruden's on the hot seat.
Sure.
Really curious to see when. It's not really if, but when Haskins is going to come in and play.
I kind of think it's this week. So, reading some of the comments, I think this might be the week. At first, they're saying, Case is definitely the guy. There's no plan to get Haskins in there. And then you get on the press conference calls when there's not the video and the media right in front of you, and it changes to, he'll definitely get his chance eventually.
Yeah, just when. Do you throw the season away before he comes in? Because the offensive line is just struggling. They can't do anything. So we're both in agreement. Giants cover.
Yes.
Really fun game. Should be a defensive battle. Another tight one. Minnesota at Chicago.
Yeah. So I think this is another game where both quarterbacks are really pretty equal. I think Mitch is overrated. I think for the most part, Kirk is appropriately rated, but from what output on the field, I think they're pretty much the same guy. Mediocre quarterback play, some sparks where things look good. I like the Vikings supporting cast. They're really dedicated on the ball. Dalvin Cook looks amazing, but in a really good matchup between 2 great defenses, I think the Bears still have the best defense in the NFL.
Without question for me.
So even if it's by a field goal, it's enough to cover. So I think I'm going to take the Bears minus the points here.
Bears at home. Both really good teams in a surprisingly very difficult division. Early on, it's looking like it could very much be the best division in football.
Yeah.
Which Detroit's got a very interesting game this week against Kansas City. We'll touch on that later.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. I'm huge on the Bears defense, and they keep proving us right over and over.
Yep.
And even though Stephon Diggs has been pretty much gone all season, I think he's not even top 70 as far as fantasy goes.
Yeah.
For me here, my favorite play is the over, 38, but I'm taking Bears -2 all day.
Yep.
Which brings us into Denver. Jacksonville +3 in Denver.
So this one is one that I look at, and I actually feel pretty comfortable on this one. This might be my least uncomfortable pick of the week. Von Miller still doesn't have a sack this season. So I think that's definitely something to look forward to. Now, is that going to last very long? No. Is he still going to end up with double-digit sacks? Of course. But he doesn't have a sack yet this season. Cam Robinson starting to be healthy. They're working him back in to the rotation. So he's played 18 games in his career. He's giving up 2 sacks, 2 holding calls. So from a matchup standpoint, I mean, that's who you want going against a guy like Von Miller. So I think that could mitigate him being an X factor here. And obviously everything with the Jags is about Minshew, which it should be. He's a great story. He's fun. Like, who doesn't love that guy? But there's other things there. Fournette had a couple okay runs. If they're establishing holes, he's going to hit them. I don't think he's going to cut back. I don't think he's going to see the hole that's forming. I don't think he has good vision, but he's still fast, really fast, and he's big. And I really like the combination. Minshew looks really comfortable with DJ Shark. They have D.D. Westbrook, who is a good route runner.
Can't catch the ball in the end zone.
Can't catch the ball in the right end zone. Can't catch it all, but a really technical route runner, which is something that typically goes with the Broncos fits. So I'm going to take Jacksonville here plus the points.
Smart man. I'm in the same boat. Denver's defense has been a joke. We touched it. 0 turnovers, 0 sacks. But I'm definitely on board. Fournette's pissed off, and when he gets pissed off, he runs even harder, and good things tend to happen.
Yeah.
I think Denver finally gets a sack, finally gets a turnover. But, I like 6 dashes, I like 6 speedos, and I like 6 swagger. Give me Minshew, give me the points. It goes over. Jaguars cover.
I like it.
Sunday night.
Dallas
are 2.5-point favorites over the Saints in New Orleans.
Yeah, I hate this game. This is a game where if these weren't randomly selected, I would never actually make a pick on. I think the Cowboys are for real. I think Dak is not this good. I think he's completely overperforming. It helps when you get the run game going, and still probably, if not the best, definitely a top 3 offensive line. Helps any quarterback, helps any offense. Kamara isn't human. So these are just a couple random thoughts I was thinking about this game. He's unbelievable. But I think Amari Cooper here is the difference. I think the Cowboys cover.
Okay, so you're taking Cowboys?
Yeah.
I'm going the exact opposite way, and here's why. Dallas beat the Giants.
Yep.
Beat Washington.
Yep.
Beat Miami.
Yep.
A lot of really good competition.
Great teams.
Very great teams. Michael Gallup's out. Amari Cooper's dinged up.
Yeah.
The talent's there on both sides of the ball. We know that. And the Saints, minus Drew Brees. Houston, great game. Rams, they got beat, but Cameron Jordan touchdown that turned around. That's a huge play.
Definitely.
And then Seattle, another really good team. So already that gauntlet of 4 games for the Saints, including Sunday night, is huge. And I think
that's fair.
They're a lot better than they're being given credit for. I think the Rams or the Saints covered spread.
They definitely could. Like I said, I hate this game.
Yeah.
So if I'm wrong on this one, I would not be surprised.
All right. And to Monday night, the game of the week. The winless Cincinnati Bengals are 4-point underdogs to the winless Pittsburgh Steelers.
So this one was really easy for me. The Steelers won't go 0-4 at home on Monday night. I can't see it happening. From a mental standpoint, I think they have the edge over the Cincinnati. They've been beating them up for over a decade. They'll establish the run early. They're going to swarm. We talked about, in the Browns game, if you're struggling, what do? You try to simplify things, establish the run. That's something the Steelers can do. And unlike Cleveland, Pittsburgh has a good coach. So I think they'll do that. I think they'll slow the game down a little bit, establish the run, let Mason work off the play action. And on defense, they're going to swarm. I mean, they're going to be there. They're going to tackle. The thing that I think they need to worry about is, over the top. Sometimes Pittsburgh struggled historically. I think Micah Fitzpatrick helps that. But I think John Ross is really coming alive in this offense. This year, he's kind of showing glimpses of what people thought he could do when he was drafted so high. If they can slow John Ross down, if they can keep him to 1 touchdown or less, not too many chunk plays, I think they win this one pretty handedly. I would say probably more than the 4 points here.
I'm in the same boat. It's no secret that I'm a diehard Steelers fan, and I'm really trying not to bring out my Rey Mysterio mask. The whole city needs a spark. I think it comes this week. Steelers by 100. So even though this isn't a game that we're covering, I definitely wanted to touch base on the real game of the week.
I see your notes here.
Yeah. Was Buffalo and New England.
Yeah.
And I know that's your team, but this is a very interesting matchup.
It is.
Because right now it's like little brother's finally punching back.
Yeah.
obviously.
So I don't think Little Brother's ready to punch back yet. This is a situation where I think the Bills cover but lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be a close game. But when it comes down to those key plays, when it comes down to situational football, I don't think the Bills are there yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're as mature of a team. I think the quarterback play is going to be pretty good. I mean, Buffalo's looked good this year. The receivers are actually catching footballs, which is something they haven't historically done in Buffalo. So I think they have an opportunity there. Frank Gore is 350 years old, and probably going to score 2 touchdowns. So I think it'll be a close game. And one thing I know, I mean, obviously being a Patriots fan, they will do whatever it takes to win. They don't care if it's 35-45 or if it's 10-6.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think they'll take the air out of the football. No pun intended. They're going to run a lot. You're going to see a heavy dose of Sony Michel. They're going to get him going. And it's probably going to be a really grinding, ugly win. New England's defense is underrated still. So I think it's going to be a good matchup for them.
Yeah, I don't think they've given him a touchdown yet.
No. Just special teams and the pick six.
Yeah, so I'm very anxious and interested to watch that game. Yeah. I really want to see how Buffalo responds to the hype that's starting to surround them and to this big game pressure, even though it's early in the season. But right on.
So one line I'm interested to pop that over under 6 Bills fans hospitalized while tailgating this game.
Oh, that's a good number. I think I'll take the under on that one.
The under?
I'll take the under. 5.5 I might go over, but I think you're right in the ballpark.
Yeah, it's a good line.
Right on. That's a wrap. Thank you for joining us. Let's win you some money, and I'll see you next week.
See you next week.